Um, I would actually think that SG really want Lifestealer here. I think it's a pretty good Lifestealer game. The two supports don't apply any pressure to it whatsoever. It's something that can destroy the brew. Juggernaut is the other one. Obviously, it's another built-in hero built-in with Magic Immunity in the spin function. Can ignore. The thing with Willow is like she's really bad against immunity, spell immunity, and dispels. So like these heroes like Juggernauts, Lifestealers, Abaddon, they have a very easy time dealing with this Willow
10
hero.
seconds remaining.
And yeah, Juggernaut's banned. I'm assuming SG are going to ban something like
5 seconds remaining.
something that's really strong and hard for Omni Knight to pressure at this point. I would imagine either a Tri-Lane Terrorblade is something they're scared of, maybe Morphling, one of the traditional counters, but they do have AA, so I'm not sure how much. Never mind, Morphling's already banned. They picked AA. But yeah, they're going to go for a carry that's going to be able to stand its ground against the Omni Tusk. And SG are probably going to be
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I mean, Control X plays the Morphling a lot, so that was a kind of semi-respect ban for him. But yeah, there's the Void coming out. Nice prediction there. And Infamous, final pick. But I mean, you've got the Void, you've got the AA combo, which is really nice. And you've also got the Omni Knight and the OD combo. I mean, SG, they look like they've got a really nice draft coming into this game. Infamous, they seem to be a little bit... Oh, I feel like some strong carry could help turn this around. I'm just noticing that like the combination between like Rubik's Null Field is a really good spell for Infamous this game. Like the damage amp on the Viper and the Dark Willow is going to be pretty potent, I think, in the later stages of the game when he gets that to a max level. I'm wondering if he's going to max that second before the lift. And there comes out the Luna for Infamous.
So
I wasn't expecting that, but it does give them the push which they do desperately need.
Yeah, it does. It's a building here and hitting hero for sure. It combos up nicely with the Viper in the sense that you have like this 20-minute timing where you can try to high ground. My only fear is like, I kind of misunderstood the philosophy of Infamous's draft and SG's draft. I thought SG are going to go for a more timing-based thing because they have a lot of quote-unquote slow heroes that can have an explosive start and then kind of just scale instead of just taking over the game. Like Omni Knight hero can definitely take over with a great lane, and OD can take over with a lot of farm, but you want a good laning phase at the start. So I thought they would pick the Lifestealer. Instead, they went for the Void, which actually combos with all of their heroes pretty well. You know, OD Void is something, and A Void is also a classic combo. Infamous, I thought, would try to go for the scaling game with like a Terrorblade or something, but instead they go for the speed tempo play with the Luna pick. So we'll see how this one goes, but right now I'm favoring SG in terms of just scaling.
Okay, all right. I think I'm going to agree with you on that one, just because, I mean, I like all the little synergies they've got going on in SG. And obviously the Omni Knight OD is going to be really potent. I feel like you've got two strong heroes which Infamous need to kind of shut down because Luna's not going to... She's not that great versus Void, right? She doesn't...
Luna's not... Individually, Luna's not that great against Void, but Luna's good against Void in the Terrorblade sense where like you have a good laning phase and all of a sudden it becomes really hard to kill you even in the tunnel. The other thing about this Luna pick is it's one of the traditional Omni Knight counters, right? So there's Morphling and Luna that are usually the two carries that are looked at against Omni because he just can't kill them, or the Luna like does too much damage with the support, and that's the option they went
for. Alright, then we do have an early smoke coming out from Infamous here as they march forwards.
That's very early. Most teams would probably walk up about 10-15 seconds before they smoke to try and get down a ward.
But that seems to have one or two issues going on with the stream. Looks like we're back up and running now. It dropped. I'm not sure. It seems to have just dropped. But back live, back transmitting on full everything. So all gears a go. Welcome back. Sorry about that. And we're into the game. As SG actually roaming in onto this bottom lane. BNN doesn't want to show himself here. Now they're putting the Brewmaster bottom. And having the Luna, Rubik, Dark Willow at top. And BNN, if he shows himself here, well, Follicle will see him out and they will now see this. And I don't think they need to adjust though, right? This is the lane they want. Or do they...
I don't think so. I think they want to match the Luna against the Omni Knight no matter what. Because if the Omni Knight goes 1v1 against the Brewmaster will most likely lose the lane. And if you ever aggro Tri-Lane, chances are you want the 1v1 matchups on the mid and the safe lane or wherever the 1v1 matchups are, and you want to win them. That's the point of the aggro. So if they decide to go aggro into the Void, unless they completely destroy this Void, I feel like it's going to be a unworthy investment.
Alrighty, well, let's see how this lanes up then, as they seem to be leaving the Brew bottom for now. And yep, the Omni Knight's going to go and join him there, so... Alright then. Middle lane, you got the Viper versus the OD. I mean, OD is going to need a little bit of support here, I think. I guess he's not too bad, but we do have a Rubik in the A hanging around early on, but there's... I'm actually trading some hits as well, as Excel Good's taking a bit of damage there, but... yeah, I mean, 4DR is not going to have a great time versus this Viper alone, is he?
You know, I just want to talk about this match real quick on that note.
Hang on, in comes Solid Core from behind. He's got the shards as well. Is this enough to bring down Pepita with his early point in Q? As you mentioned, one more hit might do the job, but the miss up the hill and the lift from Excel Good, the rotation in, does save Pepita here as, well, nearly paid off going for that Q first. But, yeah, continue your train of thought there on the Q on OD.
Yeah, so the Chinese ODs usually just go max Astral right now. There's a lot of ODs, especially the European ones too, actually. They go a lot of them. Another regression. Never mind. It didn't shard block it.
I would actually think that SG really want life.
But basically, this OD with the Q and E build, you know, where you get the Essence for a second, you can do a lot of orb damage, and it's one of the ways to combat Viper in the lane, because Viper harasses you with an orb as well. So if you can kind of like output the similar amount of damage, that's the ideal scenario.
Well, looking at them now, I mean, they're almost on the same health, so yeah, that seems to be the case. So let's have a look at top lane here as we have that Faceless Void versus the Luna. And right now we do have the Void pulling slightly ahead as Luna's struggling to get any CS at all. But with the two supports here, hopefully that should secure Control X a little bit of farm and help her face off versus this kind of interesting tri-lane of Void, AA, and Tusk.
Yeah, so in theory, Infamous basically have 3 range heroes with Luna. Most of the time, that's just going to win under like 90% of circumstances. However, with a Void A Tusk, there's a lot of kill potential, and this Void is actually really hard to kill. Because the only disable that they have that's reliable in the lane is pretty much the Rubik Lift, and Void can always just time walk out of that. So, once again, like the purpose of this trial lane is to get the 1v1 matchups, and if you see the board right now, the 2 side lanes or the 2 solo lanes are being won by SG. So, I'm not sure how much this will pay out.
Alright, so Infamous starting to feel the pressure here, and I'm actually like really impressed, as you say, like this Viper is starting to actually struggle in this mid lane. I mean, CS-wise it's no difference right now, but Pete's been forced to use a salve and quite a lot of healing, and OD's still sitting with his tangos up, so... oh, we actually have first blood going though on the top lane, as Excel Good dies, as does the Tusk as well, and Matthew just getting out of this one. Looks like a Shard's gone right, and then... well, you get first blood, but your Tusk dies. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I mean... you know, as Infamous, you kind of take that. The lane is pushing into their tower as well. Kotaro's actually walking up for a second and throws, I believe. He's going to take a lot of right clicks here from SG. But yeah, I mean, you take that and the creep wave is pushing into the tower, so you're going to get some guaranteed CS, guaranteed EXP. But if you look at the board already, 1k advantage for SG, it's just about 3 minutes. We can already tell like who's coming out of the laning phase. Regarding the Viper matchup at mid, once again, Viper's a very much harass-reliant hero. You know, you want to spam poison attack, you want to just be tanky with the corrosive skin. And unfortunately, OD just does too much damage that you'll never win the trade. So the Q build is very good here.
So in this top lane, I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be more blood in this top lane. These guys are going to be fighting pretty hard, and both teams have a decent amount of kill potential. As you said, this Void isn't going to be going down anytime soon. I don't think Kostovo should be relatively safe unless he makes a mistake. It's more the supports on the side of SG who could be in trouble if they get caught out of position by this Willow and this Rubik. But they're just playing really far back. They're not even getting involved, really. They're just kind of almost letting the Void solo lane versus these guys and then coming in whenever needed. And Tusk's actually getting a fair few rotations in, looking to go on middle lane again.
Yeah, so the thing with this aggro trial lane as well is that SG dewarded the ward block. So they don't have any vision of where the Tusk is going to be. So he could always be pulling, or he could be just in position to get a nice shard block. So it's basically 2 lanes that this Tusk has presence on, which SG, I mean, obviously it's a very good job done by them, but Infamous can't react because they have these 2 lane-reliant range supports that are just sitting here in anticipation or in waiting. And again, like this Excel, he can't even go to the room because he knows if he gets shard blocked, he's just going to die. There's no TP on him, just a magic stick.
Snowball onto him, trying to get the Rubik with that chilling touch, and it's doing the damage, and now the return damage from the Dark Word. It's not really enough to save the Tusk, but can they get a return kill? Sorry, save the Rubik. They can't quite find the return kill here. And it does just end up being a pretty textbook kill.
Yeah, it's very easy for SG to win this lane just by sitting here, pushing out the wave whenever necessary, pulling, and then waiting for a mistake. And these squishy range heroes will always make a mistake in an aggro trial lane scenario. So there's the pings coming out of mid, Rubik is scouted. I just want to bring your attention to this bottom lane. Do you see how...
yeah, we've been ignoring the bottom lane.
yeah. You see how this Brewmaster was even on CS for a very long time, but now if you look at his inventory, he's got no regen. Whereas the Omni Knight, he's got the natural self-sustain and Legion Aura, which pretty much denies any melee heroes from fighting it. If you look at the CS board now, you can start to see the difference coming in. This Omni Knight will snowball out of control this game. There's nothing deterring.
Alright, Leposa, yeah, you can see he's doing pretty well right now. And yeah, as you said, what do you do as a Brewmaster here other than hit the jungle and kill some creeps? Because you're not going to get anything in lane. And Leposa having a beautiful time down here. And I mean, what are we expecting? Right click build, or are we going to see him going for the Breeze or
so.
Radiance?
Yeah, I certainly hope he goes phase jumps into Radiance, Heals, or some variations, because he has a free game at this point. You know, at 10 minutes into this game, he's going to be the only hero that's like level 10. He's going to pretty much run at any lane, and all the heroes on the enemy team will have to run. He will become the strongest hero. And to abuse the strongest hero as much as possible, you got to build items that apply pressure. And honestly, Mana Boots is not that. Phase Boots is.
Okay, well, actually fighting the little Brewmaster pretty hard here. Just said, how dare you come into my lane? Get out of here! I mean, I chased him down up the stairs, and Yenan really doesn't know what to do with himself. Top lane, we do have action going on those. Both want this time they get the Luna in return for their Tusk. So
dude, the Brew's not porting.
Yeah, Bruce kind of dead.
He's just gonna die. Wow.
Okay, Leposa chases down for the marathon
15
kill.
seconds. 15 seconds with no TP on the Brewmaster. I actually have no idea what that was. But that's not a play that you should let happen. But at the same time, you know, even if he didn't die, like, he would still not be able to.
Well, I mean, this is SA Dota. This is the Twilight Zone of Dota 2, you know. Things are weird, but they get the lift onto the Void here, but he is going to be able to pull off the Time Walk. Is that enough to keep him alive? Maybe. The one charge. He doesn't have anything else to get out of this, and they're going to have the Lucent Beam in 1 second. They will find the kill onto the Void, so Costa Beer just being too far forward there without her Tusk. As Luna spams that horrifying laugh.
That was big, though.
That's a big kill in this top lane, because one of their lanes needs to go right.
Yeah, if you look at bottom lane, speaking of lanes that are not going well, once again, Leposa is just about to drop half his life points, half the Broodmaster's life points with the heal.
As he runs away. Just
I thought he was gonna, you know, just bomb the creep wave with the heal, and
that's what I was expecting. So he was going around and getting each of them low, and then I just continued hitting them. Oh well.
Oh, I just realized what's going on. Yeah, the reason why I didn't do it is because he has 13 stick, but he doesn't have that much more mana. So he wants to hold on to the mana to apply more pressure, scare him, and he's not going mana boots anymore. If you actually check his hero, he has quick phase boots on quick buy. So once again, nice decision by him. He wants to apply as much duration pressure as much as possible, and to do that, you know, you have to have a certain amount of resources that can execute the end. Yeah, you don't want to fall behind this. I mean, you're not going to fall behind. I mean, just don't want to give the Brewmaster a look in on this lane. And man, Pepito, I mean, this is so unusual in this Viper to see him not dominating the enemy mid laner, but he's just really scared, honestly. And now there's a snowball coming in. How dare you come forwards as the ice shards come out, and look at how much damage 4DR is just dropping on. And now the return comes in from Matthew and Axel Good. They're looking to find the kill onto the OD. The Tusk is really low though. They're split for choice. Sanity's his drop. Doesn't do a huge amount. Maybe does enough to bring down Matthew. Yes, it will. 4DR getting a double kill in this middle lane, and OD is having a wonderful, wonderful time. I think SG have just about won every lane. Yeah, that Sanity is actually did like no damage because both these intel heroes had a lot of int before the OD was going in. And
true. And OD's level 1 never does anything because. Yeah.
I mean, he got it just to try and get the kill, so I don't blame him.
Yeah. Jumping in, but nice Astral, and that's going to mean he gets out of here. Wow, that was great reactions from 4DR, and does actually save his life.
Clutch reaction by him for sure. Good movement from the Brewmaster. Now they're going to be able to pressure this tower a bit. I don't think they will kill it though. There's no catapult and there's an A nearby with the quick creep wave on the tower. So, good move regardless. He doesn't have any plays beyond doing this because obviously if you look at bottom lane, Omni's just shoving the living hell out of this. Brew obviously can't sit there anymore. So.
Yeah, using that catapult wave as well. And the only lane for Infamous. I mean, I guess your Viper is on CS. He's drawing even, but we will throw it over to net worth now, and we'll see the OD significantly ahead as Pepita has managed to die once in this lane and be forced out once as well. Yeah, at least in top, Luna's doing all right.
Pardon me?
At least in the top lane, the Luna's doing okay for Infamous.
Oh yeah, this Brewmaster just made a journey around the world to get the top lane because obviously he wasn't doing much at mid as soon as the OD returns, and now they're shoving out top, which is once again another play that they have available to them as long as bottom lane just getting constantly shoved in. I think they'll get this tower. They'll probably lose about half HP on the tier 2 bottom, and they'll probably port the Luna down there because she really doesn't want to be here in the offlane anymore at 9 minutes into the game. She's level 5. The only problem is when she goes down there, Omni Knight's going to shove her out again. So I don't know what type of play options Infamous are looking for this Luna to transition. But whatever it is, they have to get this Omni out of bottom. And if it requires 3 heroes to send for them to send to do it, so be it.
So basically you're saying, get the Omni out of here, put some pressure on this guy, because at the moment he's just a guy with a hammer doing whatever the hell he wants.
The other solution is that, and this is pretty much on SG.
Look at this courier. Sorry, she's just seeing the Omni Knight with full phase boots and full drums coming out to him in the courier now. So yeah, that's
this is the build.
Dreamy.
This is definitely the build. Now Omni Knight might decide to port top to save that tier 1. It's an okay move as well. The only problem with it is that SG is going to be alleviating a lot of pressure bottom.
Yeah,
So,
true, but we've got the Chronosphere on Void. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do something with this. I mean, the Void himself doesn't do a lot of damage. They need someone else here to be able to damage into that Chronosphere, and Tholicore is actually in trouble here, but he will use the Snowball to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Yep, here comes Leposa. There is a Chronosphere available, but the Viper actually coming in. 5 heroes up here from Infamous. They should have to get a kill at least here. Tholicore will drop. Now the Bruce Split used. Gonna throw the rock at Leposa here. He didn't get the repel off in time. Has got the heal, has got the GA, and we've got a Chrono available as well. And what a beautiful Chrono landing onto 3. The AA blast to carry through as well. It's a lot of damage. Can they bring him down? Leposa dies after the Chrono, but 40R coming in the back lines. They are all so low here. Who's gonna drop first? Pepita looking very, very dead. Here we go. BNN, well, he's going to throw the slow onto 4DR. Can he catch him, though? Doesn't look like he can, as BNN running around the tower. He's out of targets. He's out of life. He's going to drop. Dark Willow doing what she can. But what patience from Costabile that fight. Waiting for the Chrono, waiting for the perfect moment that gets all 3 of them and the Brewlings all together in that tiny little space. Perfect AA. Now Matthew could be in trouble as well as the Snowball. Nice shots come through onto him, chasing down that Dark Willow, but she does get away under tower.
Wow. That's a very safety retreat there on the Void. With one more time walk, would have killed him for sure. I guess you don't know the cooldown of the Shadow Realm, the W on the Willow, so it's a safe call. Now the AA blast coming in for the snipe just off the mark.
Yeah, unfortunate. Pretty sure it was still on cooldown from the last fight, so he couldn't fire it off earlier though.
Yeah, all in all, it's like a pretty good trade for SG, but they did lose the Omni Knight, which really shouldn't have happened. I think the fight was a little bit, what do you call it? It was kind of messy from SG's end because they ported in the Omni knowing that they're going to take the fight with the Chrono, and the AA just got 6. But again, like Omni got caught in the Chrono and got stunned up by the first the crown, the Holo right after. So unfortunately.
Alright, so Pepita, he's got the Dragon Lance lined up for the Viper, looking to hit things from far away, and I don't blame him. I don't want to be anywhere near the side of SG if I'm him. I want to be standing as far away as I possibly can. Throwing out the damage. I mean, at least he does decent damage to Omni Knight, but again, Omni Knight's just got the heal. He doesn't really care about Pepita at this stage.
Oh, this is a really good move by Infamous. This is a really good
going
move.
Down. Coming into this middle lane, looking to deal with its Omni Knight, and they will do that successfully. Now Tholicore could be in trouble. He's got the Snowball to keep him alive a little bit longer. The AA blast coming through. Can they kill the Viper? No, they cannot. The heal stolen by Excelgood keeps Viper alive. That was actually insane by the Rubik there. And that's why you pick Rubik versus Omni Knight.
Yeah, so this play that Infamous just did, they smoked and then they picked up the Ruin. Normally you don't want to do that in smoke, obviously, because if anybody's watching or keen, like you see the Ruin disappear, you know there's smoke for sure. But it's just that the SG were showing cores on the side lanes, and they knew that the Chrono might have been still down from the previous fight. So it's just a really fast play. It's something that they saw like, okay, let's go, let's do this. They kill the Omni Knight, they take the tower, use Luna's Eclipse. All of these things are very, very big for them right now. They can push out the side lanes now as they ping pong back to their towers. So a very desperate move, but something that they really needed to breathe some more life back.
Yeah, I mean, playing around that Chrono is so important. Now, Void is going for that Battle Fury. And I think that's a pretty good move. I mean, the OD and the Omni Knight, they're more than happy to fight. And Void, he's probably going to get a lot of space this game. He's actually lift up. He's going very aggressively here. As Pepita's coming in as well. It does look like SG might just back themselves out, but Matthew is waiting in the trees, not showing himself. Are SG in trouble here? In comes a Broom after split. He does use it, and the Terrorize doesn't land onto anyone because the Omni Knight's actually thrown up into the air. SG is split really far apart as Leposa uses a repel on himself. Looks like they found their target. They're going to try and take out Tholicore here, and with the rock stops and CPing away, they do at least get 1 kill.
I'm surprised that the SG don't want to take this fight. It looks really good for them. I don't know if they know, but
the Chrono.
Luna's still at top lane. Yeah, they should take this fight, 100%.
still being patient on cost of build. In comes 40R, my god, Matthew just gets destroyed. And with that purification as well, does bring him down.
So you mentioned one thing about the Void's build, right, regarding the Battle Fury. I would say 90% of games when you're playing Void and you're the strongest hero in the game. Hold on, there was an Eclipse at top.
Well, 40R is still alive. Did he astral himself, or?
Yeah, so the Luna Eclipse, and the moment 40R saw the Eclipse, he just astraled and ran away. So no kill there. But going back to, on note with this Void, like, he's not the main carrier of this team, right? You have an Omni Knight that pretty much free farmed the lane, and you have an OD that won the lane as well. So essentially kind of snowballing. If you see his farm, like 40R is doing really well. Like a 13-minute, 4-staff, treads, you know, like these are good items. Aquila, like, you're very happy.
Yeah, third in net worth chart.
Yeah, Void does not have to do damage this game. So I'd actually prefer to see him just go some variation of like Mask of Madness, Shadow Blade, so he can land the chrono and apply a lot of pressure with dilation. But instead, we're gonna go for this Battle Fury build, which is kind of stable. It'll guarantee their mid-late game. If they last long enough and they get like a gold lead, they'll 100% win the game. But like his role this game is not to carry or do damage. So I kind of don't like this, to be honest with you. It's slow.
Yeah, you're kind of affecting your team's tempo, and when you win the lanes, you want to be applying as much pressure as possible. You don't want to give the enemy a chance to even things out. So, well, looks like Infamous might be...
You want to be using that board in the jungle, you want to be just farming those camps, and you want to be the guy that's jumping back and forth, making them realize that they can't play in their own worlds. And instead with this experience, 2k gold, you know, he has to kind of just sit back and look for his farm. I don't like that playstyle. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, this is a weird analogy, but if you're in a bodybuilding competition and you manage to get more muscle than the guy before you, and you're allowed to beat him up, you go beat him up and stop him being able to train, right? So it puts you ahead. You got to win the competition. So, you know, similar thing applies to Dota. I feel the two teams, the bigger team just want to use the items, use the levels, and force the other team out of the game before they can even get a chance to reach the same level.
Something really interesting I just noticed before this fight breaks out upon Brewmaster's items. He's got a Dominator, he's got a Blink, now he's Astral, and here comes the fight.
AA Blast gonna land perfectly. Does get the split off, in fact. And now the Ancient Apparition could be in trouble as the Bedlam comes through, and that is enough damage to bring him down. And now the Void just about time-lapsing out of there, getting all of his health back with the Time Warp. Now the stolen GA, turn it around. Infamous want to come forwards here. What can they find? 4DR is in a pretty bad place, but with the Poser here, it's very difficult to bring him down. Now the 4-star forwards from the OD. Gonna mess up the snowball, but it will keep that full of core. Still, now comes the Eclipse. What damage can she do? She's looking for the OD, but OD is quite tanky. Meanwhile, the Chrono on the side gets no one as Excelga throws it out onto the OD, and Sorth there. What a beautiful Chronosphere from the Rubik, and now it's going to be Omni Knight hitting the deck as well. Infamous take 3 names in the bottom lane with some fantastic team fighting, and Rubik, my god, what's some spells. Took the GA and the Chronosphere in that fight, and used it so well.
Yeah, Excel is definitely the MVP of that fight, but I also want to say that that was a real big mishap coming out of SG there. The Void looking for a chrono for like 10 seconds straight, just couldn't find one, and in the end he ended up just chronoing Rubik and baiting his entire team into a bad position after the Brewmaster split. They didn't have AA Blast as well, so it's a significant portion of their damage gone from the get-go at the start of the fight. Yeah, overall, Infamous just had more sustain and just split up better in the fight. They also had a ward on the high ground there, which gave vision of the whole thing. And SG were obviously not as prepared. So, a good fight for Infamous. With that, Luna is now at the top of the net worth, and when Luna gets to the top of the net worth, Nomad, this hero farms so fast.
Yeah, I mean, those glaives come in, but she's actually been on the top the whole time. I don't think she's ever fallen off the top spot this match.
Yeah. Man, I hate to harp on this, but I really don't like this Battle Fury build. You see now this Void, you know, once at the top of the net worth, once one of the strongest heroes on the map. Look at him, he's just going to be farming his own jungle in his safety now. Luna's going to farm double the rate. And if your only threat to Infamous pushing high ground with the Viper timing is Chronosphere, then net worth and Aegis will be able to deter that. So I'm starting to worry a little bit for SG's games. A couple of mishaps in the fights, a couple of bad movements, or some odd item choices, and they're losing the lead by a lot now.
Yeah, this is somewhat problematic for SG. When after such a beautiful laning phase, things are just looking tricky. And I mean, yeah, as we see this Omni Knight going for the pipe, it's just feeling like they're lacking the ability to fight right now. And I mean, yeah, I mean, we're expecting him to go for something, something which allows him to carry, something which allows him to deal more damage to get into these fights. And I don't think pipe is that item. It's good, but not really on your someone who's had such a great start to the game.
Right. Omni Knight was essentially the one position in this game, right? He had the free lane, he had the solo, he had the ability to just run down lanes, and the Void was pretty much the one that was sacked in the sense that like he was facing the tri lane, he didn't get the free farm that he was looking for. So, man, it's a real shame. Like the tempo of this game could have been completely different if they just prioritized their Omni Knight over the Void. I think they just didn't adapt their philosophy as fast as they could have, given the scenarios, given the lane wins. And now this Void is about to get ganked.
Yep, Void could be in trouble here. He tries to get a time walk up, but the lift's going to cancel that. And a Bedlam, a victory Bedlam, if anything. But they do get that kill very, very nicely there by Infamous. And just shutting down, I mean, he's got a Battle Fury, and if they just keep killing him, that's all he's going to have, and that's not going to do anything. So
Exactly. And honestly, man, look how easy it is to kill him. If he had a Shadow Blade and he was going around chronoing people...
Oh, Chrono in the middle lane.
They're just trolling each other.
Oh yeah, it was just running out. It was just running out though.
American Dota in a nutshell, right there.
He just chronos the pizza and takes his last hits.
Yeah.
In the finals, in a land deciding finals, these guys, I don't know, I love it.
I mean, they know how to have fun. You know, I'll give them that. They know how to have fun. Bunch of clowns though.
Yeah, I mean, just before the game in the lobby chat notes, they were talking about like a gig they all went to and getting some girl's number. I don't know, in the lobby chat, like this is. I love this scene.
Oh yeah. To my shame, you know, I may have participated, but it was basically me and Matthew. You know, we went to WSG together, and
really?
One of the singers at the hotel. Yeah, we had dinner together. One of the singers at the hotel were. Must say there was a fine lady at the time who may or may not have turned out to be a little different by Facebook. But that's all.
Alright, we'll leave it there. Oh, that's beautiful stuff though. Is Pekko okay here? They've just seen this AA blast come out. And Pekko's kind of quivering in the tree line.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
Oh, they have the lift. They do not have the lift.
The Viper blocked him. The Viper blocked himself.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh, Pepita. Regrets.
Still a 5-goal lead, huh? They haven't actually increased the lead at all, which is surprising to me. As a matter of fact, SG caught up quite handily. You know, this Omni Knight is now top net worth. OD's catching up, or rather, kind of lingering behind. They smoke now.
Gonna go for a smoke and
yeah, use their abilities. That's the plan.
True. Using spells is always a good idea. Void just hit 12 as well, so that level 2 Chrono could make all the difference in this fight. But who do they find? I mean, catching the Luna is obviously the dream, and actually she's going to walk right into them here, jump forward, Chronosphere on the Luna. Now the AA blast coming through, but they're terrorized. It's absolutely huge. They do still find the kill onto the Luna, but now it's looking bad as Fordiar is probably going to drop to this poison. Costabile trying to get out of this one. The heal's just not doing very much. Thanks to front lines. Fordiar still not down. Finally does drop. Thodical going to hit the deck as well. Pepita with the double kill. Costabile just trying to get out of this one. He's got time walk, so he will be okay. And there's no real chasing. Oh, Pepita chasing down Pekko here, and it's a triple kill for Pepita. So give Pepita Viper.
Do you see Excel's inventory? Do you see his skills?
He's got another Chronosphere.
Yeah. Did you see the cooldown on that Chronosphere?
It's on like 2 seconds.
Dude, when he picked it up in the fight after Costabile chronoed the Luna, he had 30 seconds cooldown on that Chronosphere that he could have chronoed 5 heroes on the hill with. You know why he wasn't able to cast that chrono? Do you know why, Nomad?
I do know why, but he's telling me
anyway.
anyway.
Like a clown. If he chronoed the entire team there, they would have literally, the Luna would have survived. She would have popped Eclipse as soon as the chrono was over. They would have 5-man wipe, Roche, game is over right there and then.
Oh man, SA Dota.
Instead they get 3 kills on Pepita, which is nice, but they lose their carry when she could have survived, and they don't get Roshan. So this game, man, so 3-2 fest so far. I'm not gonna lie. It's entertaining though, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Give you that.
SA Dota 3-2-2, but also entertaining. Oh man, Excel good, such a clown, but we love him anyway. And yeah, this we saw the Spirit Vessel doing so much work for the side of Infamous, as they did use it on the Void, and Void was unable to come back in. I mean, he might have been able to come back in and do something, but he did nearly die as well, because the Omni Knight heal just did absolutely nothing to him, and Pepita just finds another one in the river as Pekko's really far forward there, trying to get some wards down.
They're so behind at this point that even with Omni Knight having the farm that he has, he really can't save anyone. You know, if Infamous decide to collapse on a hero and kill them with all their AoE abilities with the Dark Willow, as well as the Chain Stunts from Luna, as well as the Rubik coming in, they will be able to burst their target. Now, with that said, I just wanted to point out one more note regarding Voids playing against Rubiks. When you Chronosphere somebody and there's a Rubik on the enemy team, and you know the Rubik is good and they're going to sit there and wait for your Chrono, you need to use time dilation immediately after the Chrono. It's kind of like when you use a Ravage with time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anchor, right? Yeah. So Excel technically shouldn't have been able to steal Chrono as many times as he has in this game, but at the same time, you know, like when it happens.
Yeah. You see that big Chrono, you need to go, and time dilation isn't really a big damage doing skill, so generally people don't usually they just go for the right clicks, and it's got like that huge white. He basically like, throws his hands in the air, and with all that time you could be doing actual damage with your right clicks. So
yeah. I mean, like, I'll be honest, dilation is a really amazing spell. Like heroes like Willow, which are very cooldown reliant, like these heroes get destroyed with time dilation. But at the same time, you know, what's more important, right? You time dilating a Willow and a Luna to chase them down, or you not giving a Chronosphere, which is going to win.
Yeah,
the fight,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's pretty obvious.
Radiant
Kostabil, he's got some work to do this game in terms of coming back and also perhaps making up for these Chronospheres he's given away. And I'm excited to see. I mean, Excelgood, he actually doesn't have the Chrono anymore. Oh.
No, he lost it. I'm just hoping that he didn't Chrono anyone else, because if he does get to steal it again, we don't want to see that thing on.
We'll probably see some pings on the side of SG.
Yeah, a lot of it actually. Now that you mentioned that. So here comes the high ground push with the Aegis, right? If Chrono's the only tool, and right now it is, they're not going to be able to deter it, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, Terra's being cooked up. Closer coming forwards here and actually taking a ton of damage, needing to get out, but there's that Crimson Guard coming through from him. Crimson Guard and Pipe, the old combo.
Yeah, he has BKB, so I know he wants to go in and clap and stuff, but he should really just split, toss a hero in the air, and just dispel whatever's available. If you can dispel the Crimson Guard, or if you can dispel any of the obvious GA potential, just get rid of it. Because this high ground push...
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, really, yeah, these two items John build kind of channel perfectly into the Brewmaster. Oh, Chrono, not going to land on anybody. Is he going to give it away? That's a big question as the GA comes out trying to save that Faceless Void, and the Luna is frozen solid, but they can't find the follow-up damage. Now Tusk lifted back. Follicor may suffer for this, so he does get taken down. And look at how far forward they are, just chasing SG back into base. Pepita with the double kill for the just trying to output some damage onto Pepita here. He can't quite finish him off, and now Laposa in the front lines actually puts a repel onto his teammate and gets Astraled in return. They save each other, as good teammates do. The damage onto Matthew, not quite enough to bring him down with that Sanity's Eclipse, and now the Brewmaster pop comes off, and Pekko, he's going to drop. Laposa, he's in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to get stunned up right inside the base. Solicor is down. Omni Knight, he's going to be next on the kill list, and there is pretty much no one left to kill. Pekko and 4DI just hiding inside their base, and the tier 4s are being pinged out. They have a Luna. Why not? Not even the Aegis popped. Infamous, my god.
Yeah, it's a very powerful timing push coming out of the Viper Luna combo here. Once again, Chrono being the only deterrent and missing completely in that team fight means that...
Ancient exposed. They're just going to go for it. And Blink forwards onto 4DR, and they'll just continue attacking away at that barracks. So good, just absorbing everything with this pipe there, actually. Lift up on the OD and stunned up as well. They're going to find the OD. It does look like the end as Kostabil's lift up. GG is called by 4DR. Infamous taking game 1. Terrible laning phase. Amazing mid game.
Yeah, they made this look really clean after that laning phase. I think it stemmed from two plays. One with the smoke to the mid lane just immediately after the first nighttime. And then obviously the team fight at bottom, you know, that was really big for them. They got the 5k gold lead, they got the tier 2. They had vision over the entire fight and was able to kite the Chronosphere and everything else that SG threw out on them very well. So congratulations to them for game 1.
Yeah, really impressive, and strategy-wise, a very strong game from them. Looking scary, and probably going to be seeing a tier 1 Viper next game, I imagine. Alrighty then, so game number 2 coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. My name's Nomad, he's been Clairvoyance, and we'll be back very shortly.